back, guys. So today we're going to learn about cybersecurity fundamentals and career roadmap. So from the principles to your first role in the cybersecurity industry, and we're going to learn what is cybersecurity and how the cybersecurity works, and what are the main concepts in the cybersecurity, and how can you guys come in the field of cybersecurity step by step. So that's what we are going to learn today. So please keep concentrated, guys. First of all, translating physical safety to digital defense. So think cybersecurity is the practice of protecting computers, networks, applications, and data from cyber attacks, from unauthorized access and damage. So it's saying that cybersecurity is practice of protecting the data. So it's the main concept of the cybersecurity, and it is regulated by the CIA triad, which is known as confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So think this is a whole house is like a system, and each and every particle has its alternate name, such as, see the think the house entire house is a system where a house lock is your system password, and the security camera is your network monitor system, and the security guard is the firewall, and the alarm is your intrusion detection system, and so on and so like that. We have to have a clear understanding of how the cybersecurity works and what should we learn before entering into the cybersecurity domain or career. So next, go to the next slide. So the stakes in the real world. What are the stakes connected to the real world? Nowadays, it's online banking and UPI payments has happening, bank frauds and financial thefts, and the social media has password thefts and account takeover, and email accounts has identity theft and sensitive communication interception, and online shopping has a data leaks and malware. So these kind of things are happening in the cybersecurity or in the world, where the cybersecurity professionals comes in the place and have to protect these kind of data. So next we're going to go next. Yeah, before that I already told that this philosophy, the CIA tried, is the main pillar of the cybersecurity, which has confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Where the confidentiality is known as only authorized people can access data, such as like only you can read your private Gmail messages. And the integrity, data must not be modified without permission. So, example, marks in a university database cannot be secretly altered. And the availability, known as systems must be accessible when needed. Example, online banking protocol portals must work reliable 24 by 7. So this is known as the CIA tried, which should a very main pillar of the cybersecurity. And next, how a cybersecurity threats emerge. Like a cybersecurity evil hacker or some kind of random hackers target human as a target, because social engineering is one of the famous and hot attacks which is going right now, tricking people into revealing their sensitive information. Example, fake bank employee calling your phone. And phishing attacks are fake emails or website designed to steal your credentials, fraud alert, bank login page, etc., etc. Whereas the system targeted, there are some kind of viruses and worms are there. Example, malicious software designed to damage systems includes virus, worms, trojans, and ransomware. These are the viruses I have merely mentioned earlier. In the password attacks, automated guessing or cracking of credentials, and the other one is denial of service, which happens a lot of time to a very busy server, flooding a website with traffic to make it entirely unavailable. And speaking to the career paths, where you can check what kind of domain you are interested. See, if you are a protective guy like a blue team, so if you are always been on protecting, so go for the blue team, where the blue team has security analyst, SOC analyst, and incident responder. Where security analyst job is monitor systems and investigate security incidents, where a SOC analyst works as inside security operations center for continuous threat monitoring, and the incident responder work is the frontline responder who handle active cyber attacks. And coming to the next, the red team offensive, whereas known as a penetration tester like me, ethically hack systems to find vulnerabilities before malicious attackers do. So these guys will attack their own application to check whether it has bugs or not, like real hackers, and give a complete report in where the application should develop and upgrade and patch. And after coming to the part specialist and architecture, so there are two types of specialists such as cloud security engineer. They design secure and complex cloud platforms because nowadays everyone is using cloud. And next, coming to the part digital forensics, they investigate cyber crimes and recovers digital evidence. And next, if you want to go for the cybersecurity career, first of all, you guys have to have a clear concept of understanding what is computer systems and what is networking, operating systems, web fundamentals, and Linux architecture, Windows architecture, and how can you enter into the a system where the sensitive information has hidden. And the phase two is security core, where you guys have to learn about security concepts, OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities, and the third phase is we have to apply these what you have learned in the previous weeks or maybe might be after. So first of all, you guys have to practice these sessions every time hands on, because only learning could easily forgot. So you guys have to remember everything by typing, practicing, and checking and getting error. So fail, 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 and then try again, then you'll succeed. So this is a quote, not mine. So first of all, you have to practice every time. Okay. And next, you first of all, I already told you, right? So computer basics. What is the computer basics? And in the computer basics, you guys will learn about hardware versus software and OS mechanics and files and folders. So, and next coming to the part DNS, domain name system. It's a phone book. It's like an IP address phone book. A human cannot be identify or remembers the exact IP address which you guys are looking like 172.217.14 and 283. So this IP address a human cannot remember always. So that's where the DNS comes to the play. It allocates a name to a certain IP which can be easily remembered to humans. And next, anatomy of a web request. Uh, I already told you, right? If you guys have to have a clear understanding of the network works, you should have to learn about the web applications, web protocols. Browser sends an HTTP, HTTPS request using TCP IP protocols routed through local switches and global routers. So for that, you guys have to learn about HTTP, HTTPS, TCP IP protocols, OSI layer, what is switch, what is router, and how the global routers works. So these kind of questions you guys should learn. And the Google server process the data, what is the request and the response. So these kind of things you must have to learn before stepping into the cybersecurity career. And once again, you guys have to have a clear understanding of a operating system file architecture, whether it might be Windows, whether it might be Linux. So file system the file system structure, the Windows registry, background services, event logs, etc. etc. And the web application fundamental layers should be learned by you. So how the application sends to the back end and how the back end receives and what kind of databases it use and how the database responds, what are the cookies, what are the sessions, how to dump the credentials, what are the servers, etc. etc. And this is a very good concept, like you have to have understand about what are the firewalls, VPNs, authorization, authentication, and what is encryption, hashing, and what are the tools like IDS and IPS. So how can we access data? So these kind of things you have to learn. And these are the web vulnerabilities of the WhatsApp vulnerabilities. So it might be a little frustrating at the end, at the start. So if you guys have keep on learning, it might be very easy to learn these things. And network analysis, web security testing, and vulnerability scanners are one of the important things you have to learn. And after that, learning everything, I already told you, practicing is very much important as learning. So this is where it comes to place. A try hack me, hack the boss, and what's figure labs are for free. You guys can learn literally. And this is the cybersecurity life cycle. Understand the networks, enforce the standards, deploy the arsenal, and hunt the threat. The cybersecurity is not a destination, it's a continuous posture. Use this blueprint to build your foundation, master the tools, and step into the front line of a digital defense.